There's a $60,000 pay jump coming up next. Play is almost underway here. You can see our two chip leaders to the left. Actually, all three of our chip leaders, 1, 2, 3 right here. Ari Engel with position on the two other biggest stacks. There's 21 million chips in play. Ari Engel with about 45% of the chips, 8.2 of 21 million. Ari Engel, very experienced player. As the chip leader, I think he's got to be the favorite to take this tournament down. But of course, the other 6 players are going to do their best to stop him. Tony Dunst, longtime poker pro as well. 10,000 chip Annie. And Samantha going to let it go. Looks like Ari out of the way. Ari's just putting pressure on here, but if he has a real hand, we're going to have our first confrontation of the day. He also has been playing great at these feature tables. I've been very impressed with his decisions as well. Action over to Sam in the small blind. She started in 3rd place at this final table. We started with 732 contestants. We are down to the final 7. Every player put up $10,000. Creating a prize pool of $7.3 million. These players are going to take home the lion's share of that prize pool. Samantha's going to be all in here with pocket queens. We've got a classic raise situation because I don't think John's going to fold ace king. And if Samantha loses this, and Samantha's 57% here, will this power in chat? Are you guys rooting for the queens to hold or for John to find an ace or a king? Sam is 1 card away, 6 outs from busting out John Apostolidis. We're going to lose John Apostolidis in 7th place here. Climbs up to maybe about 3.5 million. Ship it to mama if you're supporting Sam Abernathy. That is the hashtag you can use on your social media platform of choice. There is a tweet live about today's show. If you want to help me get the word out about our awesome final table here, you can find that at Jason Somerville. Appreciate all you guys that have already helped me get the word out. There is the Twitter handle for you to find. You can use that hashtag Aussie Millions if you're talking about today's show. Get in touch with us on social media. You can find out more about next year's Aussie Millions starting January 11th here at Crown Melbourne. And you can learn more about Crown Melbourne or any of the beautiful resorts that Crown has around the world at Crown Resorts. And tell your friends, come hang out. The grills are getting hot here on RunItUp.tv.
Lost a half hour on the phone with somebody on support.
Yeah.
And we are down to 6 players in the main event so far. And Kitty Quo and Dylan Honeyman have to be happy about this. They've just made a $60,000 force to be reckoned with at this final table. You can see there are 3 chip colors in play. The cadmium yellow chips are 5,000. Tony Dunst entering his first pot of the evening. Actually, it's the afternoon here. And let's see what Tony Dunst is going to do. 6-handed here with ace-10. He does have a stack that could afford to call. Not that he'd be thrilled about this here with ace-10. Ace-10 maybe just a little too weak for Tony to call. You know, it is about 20% of Tony's stack here. And Dylan isn't the shortest stack. He is the 2nd shortest stack here. So you can't suspect Dylan's getting too out of line, though there is a chance. What would you do here with ace-10 offsuit? At the final table, a $70,000 payout on the line. Could Dylan possibly have a worse ace or a hand like king-queen? Small pair. Tony's going to lay $1 million more of the Van Dyke Brown 25K chips. Action now on Samantha. She's going to let it go. Ari Engel here. He's going to let it go. Down under with at least a 5th place finish. We'll have that final table for you tomorrow, and then that's it from Australia for us here. It has been a lot of fun covering these events with you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, whether you're staying up late, waking up early, or just enjoying your afternoon. Thanks for hanging out. Right now, Tony Dunst raising on the button with Queen 10 offsuit. He's going to win the blinds and antes, his first pot here at this final table. So Tony, Sam, and in play. There's a shot of the chip colors here. Those blue chips, what everybody is looking to accumulate here. We're going to lose those 5K chips relatively soon now. One more level of 5K chips, and then we're going to say goodbye to the cadmium yellows, as they won't be needed anymore after the 40 and 80 level. He's facing a re-raise here by Tony Dunst. Now, Alex may very actively defend his big blind in the last few days. This would be a bad time for him to shove, but he could easily call here, getting a great price to call, getting almost 4.5 to 1. It is a raise here, and that's 200K chips, so that is in fact a re-raise. Now that's a very small re-raise. Kind of weird with Dylan's stack. To me, this is either a complete re-steal. Dylan is just making a move, trying to and planning to fold to aggression, or this is a very, very, very premium hand, right? To me, Dylan either has aces, kings, queens, or nothing, and Samantha going to move all in. And oh no, Samantha is in bad shape here. She's about 7, but Dylan had just shoved. He still would have got action, but he made that little sucker re-raise. What Samantha is looking for. You can see Dylan is 99% to win this hand right now. Samantha couldn't do anything about it. Wow, it is a 6. Wow. 6 for justice. Samantha again rivering the 6 on the end. We saw her river with pop it up here. Wow, 99%. 99% to win. Esports, it's happening. Wow. 6 on the river. 6 for justice. Wow. And everybody shares a laugh here. You know what? All 6 of these players, I don't know Dylan or Alex personally, but I know the other 4 players personally. All, positive, happy sort of outgoing players, all nice humans. And you know what? Based on what I've seen from the last few days, Dylan and Alex seem like cool, friendly people too. So 6 pretty solid humans battling it out here for this 1.6 million. And looks like Alex going to just shove with an 8-4 offsuit here in the small blind. What? That's a courageous play from Alex. Oh, wait, that can't possibly be right. Tony must have moved all in with ace-deuce. That makes much more sense. I was like, wait, what? First of all, Tony Dunst is winning this pot somehow, so it can't possibly be 8-4 all in. Ace-deuce makes a little more sense. As courageous as it would have been with the 8-4. Patrick Conan Doyle says, wow, if it wasn't before, 6 has to be Sam Abernathy's favorite number now. Hashtag ship it to mama. Hashtag Aussie million. Maximus in 3D. My boy Clint says, cheering for Bond 18 at the Aussie Millions final table. Listening to the sultry voice of Jason Somerville on runitup.tv. It's going to be a good night. Oh, yeah. Good to have you guys with us. Clint rooting on Bond 18, one of the World Poker Tour broadcast contributors. Action on Dylan Honeyman here. He's raised it up with the king-queen offsuit. Now it's going to be on Samantha in the small blind. What is she going to do here with her recently saved stack? She's going to re-raise here with the ace-10 of spades to see a call. But you know what? With $70,000 up for grabs, he does decide to call, and I got to say, I don't fault him for that. Now, if Samantha knew Dylan had king-queen, I think she would just check, because obviously she has this hand absolutely hammerlocked, though she did overcome this herself not too long ago. Dylan only wins if it comes jack-10, king-king, or queen-queen. That is a pretty tough thing to do. Looks like Samantha going to put together a bet here. That's going to be the end of this hand. Dylan can't possibly contest. And Samantha going to win that pot. And she may be over the 4 million chip mark with that pot. I don't know. That's 2 million in brown plus 7. It's close. She might be at that 4 million mark, right around there.
Have your NC, please. Oh, sorry. Sorry, that's still 60. It's yours.
There's a shot of Samantha Abernathy. Started today with 2.5 million. Now maybe all the way up to 4 million chips. Nathan Clark says sending all the good vibes to Sam Abernathy from here in Atlanta. Hashtag ship it to mama. Zach.
Yeah, can't wait to meet her.
Yeah, the small world moments.
Yeah. Just tweeted a photo. I think she's up there somewhere because I saw like her drink on the rail. It's crazy.
This has been going on, what, 10, 15 years? 20?
20 something, yeah, because I was like 4 maybe. I was really little.
Alright, including the ones.
Man, your avatar's scaring me, Tony.
My avatar?
Simon, there. That's what I feel like, you know?
My avatar is like just clicking into
Just
his
right
phone.
there in the background,
Yeah.
yeah.
Researching every detail of your life and game.
On the
China
end.
Chino part.
That river is literally the worst river for his hand. Don't think he calls on a 7. If the club comes off, he makes the best hand. Ace is the only card that he pays off that he doesn't win. And now Alex, Kitty, and Dylan are all more or less evenly short stacked.
Sounds good.
If they don't make something happen before the 1,000, that's going to put a lot of pressure on the 3 short stacks. Sam, Ari, and Tony combined have right around 18 million of the 21 million in play. That's a shot of those 3 chip leaders, 1, 2, 3 right there. And Ari with position on both of them. Action on Tony in the big blind. We can see Ari doing what he's supposed to be doing here, applying pressure with a hand that is not exactly premium. Tony going to defend his big blind. In that 7-handed tournament right now. Registration still long ways still to go. Chip.
See, 3 folds.
Action on Samantha here in the big blind. Now, we haven't seen Samantha be very active in defending her big blind. We'll see what she does here. Looks like she's going to call. And we've got our first grill-on-grill pot here. This pot. And Samantha could very easily just fold here on the flop. We can see she is 92% to win this hand by the merits of her hand. But with 2 overcards out there, she might just fold right now. Nope, she's going to call here. Nice instincts from Sam Abernathy. Going to get checked down the rest of the way. Kitty's stack is too fragile to try betting again. She's got to be too afraid that Sam has a king, an ace, just something that isn't folding. Now we can, and my guess is it's going to go check here on the end as well. I mean, Samantha could even potentially bet here on the end to see if she could get Kitty to fold a better hand than her 8s. We can see she has the best hand here. This is going to be Samantha's best tournament performance to date. She's locked up $270,000 right now. Going to show first. And pocket 8's going to win here for Samantha. And she's going to win this hand. Ship it to mama. She's going to win $540,000 from that pot. Definitely over 4 million chips now. Probably. Something very close to it, if not there. And Kitty, Alex, and Dylan are all more or less in the danger zone. Let's look at those payouts there if we can, since it was up for a second. Even though, hey, Sam's like, we did it. Nice call there by Sam on the flop. Took down that pot, which of course means the big stack should be on the hunt here. But tough for Tony and Sam to get 2 out of line with Ari in position here. We did see Ari earlier today re-raise Tony Dunst. He went raise, re-raise, and Ari re-raised with ace-9. Ari in a great position here to do work at this final table. He already has. Started today with 8 million chips and over 10 million chips right now without scoring a knockout. Right now, 125,000 from Tony Dunst, our second place chip stack, and we can see Ari Engel not immediately releasing his hand here. She told us that her 2 hobbies were drinking and shopping. Not a bad pair of hobbies. She can do a lot of both of those with $270,000 here. Ari going to just move. Still has a monstrous pile of chips over there. As we near the conclusion of the first level, still about 30 minutes left to go in this first level. 2/3 of the way through. These are 90-minute levels. If you're enjoying the show, I invite you to press that follow button. Come hang out with us more often. Get notified every single time that we go live. Tomorrow we have the $250,000 buy-in LK Boutique. Final. Tell your friends, come hang out. RunItUp.tv. Alex Linsky has pocket aces. Now, Samantha Abernathy is probably... actually, it's pretty close mathematically here. Samantha's got to call $500,000 to win almost $1 million. Now, we can see she is a 3-to-1 underdog. But looks like she's going to make this call here. She's not happy about it, but you know what? If Alex only had it... All right, saved. Samantha versus Alex here. Samantha does have the worst hand, but Samantha looking for that 6 for justice again here. She's actually a favorite now on the flop. She has 2 pulls at a jack, a 6, or a club. And what a terrible flop for Alex. This is not what he was looking for. Samantha with so many outs. Chance there, but couldn't find the 6 for justice. Not this time. That pot goes over to Alex Linsky. And now Kitty Quo by far the short stack. Both the short stacks all in and held. It's got to be an excuse. Maybe there's some sort of like a Taibo class going on upstairs or something. That makes much more sense. Next hand underway in just a moment here. Ari Engel first to speak. Action is going to be on Ari. He's going to try to heal up from his last just call here with Kitty Quo's very short stack. Nope, he's going to shove here. But of course, it wouldn't surprise me if Ari is getting a little out of line here. Ace-Jack for Alex. And Ari's going to let it go. And both players haven't shown their cards until 30 minutes later. But if that becomes a consistent thing, I'm sure we'll talk to the players, because obviously it would be unfair if one of the players wasn't. So if Tony doesn't show his cards consistently, we will definitely, absolutely make sure that Tony is showing his cards. I think he's the only player that we haven't seen hands from. But you know what? It's often not their fault. Right now, though, action is going to be on Samantha in position. Looks like she's going to raise Tony's original raise. We're going to find out Sam's hand in just a moment. She's got pocket 9s. He is going to fold, and we are going to absolutely have to talk to Tony on this break. There is no way around it now. There's been multiple times he has not shown his cards to us, and it's not fair for every other player to be showing their hand and Tony not to be. And the players do agree to show their cards when they enter the tournament. Penalties can be assessed if players don't show the player to be doing it. I don't think Tony is doing it intentionally. I mean, there's a chance he's doing it intentionally, of course, but I don't think he's doing it to get an edge necessarily, but it's not fair, of course, that we've seen multiple times now where Tony's been involved in pots and he hasn't shown his. Looks like Ari raised it up. Two big stacks colliding here.
State 3 calls. State 3.
Looks like Samantha going to win an uncontested pot. Didn't even have to earn it. Just gets paid over to her. Five players remaining. Every player guaranteed $340,000. Still, though, $100,000 payout jump. The difference between third and
State 1 folds. State 2 folds. Raise to 135,000. State 4 folds. Fold.
from South Africa. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Good to have you with us. I don't know the South African time zone off the top of my head right now, but it's got to be early. Good to have you with us.
Raise 125,000. State 4 folds.
Tony Dunst raising it up in the first position. Action on Ari on the button here. Now we've seen he's mostly raised. This time he just calls in position here for Dylan. Tony's like, what you doing over there, buddy? Action here on Tony Dunst. No matter what he does, I hope he shows us his cards first. Okay, looks like Tony is going to come along here for at least a call. Those are not calling chips. That is raising chips.
We raise 800,000.
800,000 here from Tony. And I can only imagine we're going to see an all-in. I can't think Dylan raised here today. All-in and a call. Ace-King suited here for Tony. Pocket jacks for Dylan. We have ourselves another. Got to find backdoor diamonds or a queen. For $1 million though between this and first place.
Obviously, it's a joke that you're asking for insurance. There's no reason to have that.
That's not too bad. I still want his.
Tony Dunst, of course, happy about that. He's now moving up pretty closely to Ari's stack. You can see those fourth here in this tournament. 732 contestants began this event 5 days ago now. Today is day 5. Right now, though, Ari Engel raising it up in that first position. Action on Samantha. And she's going to come along on the blind.
Sorry.
We can see Samantha is drawing the vapors here on this flop.
State 4 checks.
Jay Flong. Today is the first day of the $250,000 challenge. That LK Boutique $250,000 buy-in event did begin today. Tomorrow we will conclude the event here live on Twitch.
State 4 folds.
And Ari going to win that pot.
Raises
Six.
135 in
True.
total.
Ari Engel has been playing Crown Poker regularly for over a decade now.
Come on.
Tony going to raise here on the button. Ari in the big blind. He's going to come along.
State 5 folds.